topic is a very important Java program because when some errors occurs there are software that can be handled very carefully, right? So instead of getting the blank screen, we don't get the option to proceed with what is the problem. The user or the programmer will not understand what is happening inside the processor, right? Because as we know that whatever we are doing in the CPU processor, we are not able to see what is going to happen inside the Now, this feature, exception handling mechanism, there are two kinds of exception handling mechanisms. One is the hardware exception, the other one is the software exception. When you are going to take a presently you are handling only the hardware exception mechanism. If you have still not developed any program, whenever some abnormal event occurs, right, during program execution, and it upsets the normal flow of the instructions. The abnormal event can be an error in the program. So it leads to the blank screen, which we cannot see what is happening and what we are getting, right? So we want to we want to handle that kind of errors, right? When you want to handle that kind of errors, right, Java has categorized into two groups. ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸರ್ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ So this exception is a runtime error that occurs during the exception of a Java program. If you divide a number by 0 or open a file that does not exist on the exception is raised. In Java, exceptions can be handled either by the Java runtime system or by user-defined code. When a runtime error occurs, an exception is thrown. The unexpected situations that may occur during the program execution are running out of memory, resource allocation errors, inability to find the files, problems in network connectivity. Okay, so these are occurs due to the unexpected situations. So that is a in Java program are categorized into two groups. One is the compile time errors that occur when you don't follow the syntax of the programming language. Runtime error occurs during the execution of the program, right? So what are the concepts of exceptions? Why we want to use the exceptions, right? So because as I told that we have to handle the software errors, right? Unexpected situations or abnormal event occurs. So we want to handle such kind of errors. So that is the reason why exception as we are going to use the exceptions. So still now the hardware exceptions are not evaluated, only software exceptions have been evaluated. The two in the recent programming languages they start using these exceptions like Java and C++ only. Okay. These exceptions are runtime errors that occur during the exceptions of a Java program. Example, when you divide a number by 0 or open a file that does not exist, we don't know what is what has happened, right? So this kind of errors are handled by the exception. In Java, exceptions can be handled either by the Java runtime system or by user defined code. When a runtime error occurs, an exception is thrown. Okay. The unexpected situation that may occur during the program execution or running out of memory, resource allocation errors, inability to find the files, problems in network connectivity. So these are the unexpected situations that may occur during the program execution. Okay, to handle this kind of errors, right, we are going to develop a software program which is going to handle such kind of unevent or that unexpected situations in which the program is going to face, right? So this there are some techniques to handle such exceptions, right? The to handle such techniques we have the 5 keywords, right? So one is a try, the second one is catch, the other one is throw, and the fourth one is throws, and the fifth one is finally. Exception handling statement syntax are handled using the try, catch, finally construct, which has the syntax. See now, we are going to give the try command, try block, right? The try keyword, and that will contain some block of statements to be executed because we want to try what is the error actually occurred. Okay, so there we are going to try. Then when it is going to find the exceptions and uneven errors occurs, then that is going to be throws to catch block. The catch block is going to catch the exceptions. How many number of exceptions are there? Those all the exceptions are going to be thrown, and this catch block is going to catch as a keyword which is it is going to define some group of statements to catch and handle those errors. It catches the exceptions and handles the errors very smoothly. And finally is another keyword where some block of statements will be there and it is going to take all the statements. The Java code that you think may produce an exception is placed within a try block for a suitable catch block to handle the error. If no exception occurs, the execution proceeds with a finally block, else it will look for the matching the catch block to handle the error. Suppose what happens is try block is going to produce the exception and and it is going to throw the to catch block. Suppose there is no such catch blocks exist and there will be a finally one block will be there, and any catch block will not handle such error. The catch block does not match to handle such errors, then finally it goes to the final block. Again, if the matching catch handle is not found, execution proceeds with the finally block and the default exception handler throws an exception. Okay, if none of the catch block does not match with the current scenario of the event, right? So it is going to, by default, it goes to the finally. Okay. When you take a catch block is another very important block where whenever the exceptions are throwing during execution of the try block, they can be caught and handled in the catch block. Okay. So on exit from the catch block, normal execution continues and finally block is going to be executed, though catch block throws an exception. Okay. Then the next block is finally block. As I told, when none of the catch blocks is not able to handle the given error, the final block is going to be default option. It goes to the final block. Okay. Finally, block is always executed regardless of the cause of exit from the try block or whether any catch block was executed. Generally, finally block is used for freeing the resources and cleaning up and closing the connections of this. All the try block exceptions are going to be closed by finally block. Okay, example will take. So we'll take one example of that. The following is an example of the which is going to take array elements declared in the two elements. We are taking an array, and because why we are taking is this array bound exceeds. This is also one kind of error. Okay, so that is why we are going to handle we are going to take the two elements of an array. Then the code tries to access the third element of an array, which is thrown an exception because you are declared only two array bound exceeds. This is also one kind of exception handling mechanism. It's like divide by zero, array bound exceeds, right? And the other some situations like inability to find the file. You are trying to find the file, but that file does not exist, right? And when it is running out of the memory, right, and the resource allocation errors and problems in network connectivity, these are all some kinds of fun event occurs that occurs during the execution of your program. Okay, so finally what happens is the here also array bound exceeds is also one kind of exception handling mechanism only. Here you are declaring only array of two elements. When you are trying to print the third element, then you are going to get an error message. The array index out of bounds exception 3. So out of the block it is going to catch, right? So here see what happens, exception is thrown. Okay, because array 3, because you declared only array 2, but you are trying to read, we are going to try to input the third array. So it will give the error message and it going to give the out of the block. Okay, array index out of the bounds. Now, so this is the following result will be produced when you are going to execute this particular snippet. Okay, that is a code. Accessing of the third element is not possible because your maximum size of the array is 2. It is going out of array bound index, out of array index. So you come to the how we are going to handle the multiple catch blocks. A try block can be followed by multiple catch blocks. Okay, I told no. So you can have only try block which can send multiple exceptions to the catch blocks. So for that you need a multiple catch blocks to be present. The syntax for multiple catch blocks looks like the following. Try, you're going to write the code and where it contains the exceptions, right? And see here, catch, you have three catch blocks, right? So to handle three kinds of exceptions. One is one catch block is going to handle the exception 1. Second catch block is going to handle the exception 2. And third catch block is going to handle the exception 3. The previous statement demonstrates three catch blocks, but you can have any number of them after a single try. Okay, you can have any number of catch blocks, but there must be a single try block where all the try blocks is going to throws the exception to the catch blocks. The respective catch blocks are going to be used to handle such errors. Okay. Here is the code argument which is going to show how to use a multiple try catch block statements. Multi catch main try arguments dot length system dot out dot println. We are printing the value of a and b is equal to 50 by a. and int c is equal to, we are assigning as the array 1, okay, to the, and so out of division by 0. So A is, say for example, A is when you are dividing, when you are going to get a arithmetic exception, then it this catch block catches and it gives the error message. It is a division by 0. You cannot the value which is not defined for the division by 0. Okay. Second one is catch array index out of bound. Second exceptions, when it is array index out of the bound, then this catch block is going to catch us. Okay. Now division by 0, array index out of bound. I told that you can have try block, and below the try block you can have any number of catch blocks. Similarly, even you can have any number of try blocks also. That if you have more than one try block, then we call it as a nested try blocks.